Hi, I'm Sarah Stanford, owner of Bliss Bridal Boutique. And here at Bliss, we've decided that we're going to do a weekly video blog, or hopefully it's weekly, just to give all of our belles and our brides-to-bes little tips on finding the right wedding dress, styling yourself on your wedding day, maybe different colors of dresses, everything having to do with bridal fashion and looking beautiful on your wedding day. Today, what I'd like to discuss with you is the birdcage versus the veil. Now, most of the brides that are coming into Bliss are looking for bird cages because it's very much in style now, very much in fashion, and very chic. Now, for those of you who are not sure what a bird cage is, let me just briefly explain. Usually, it is a netting that is worn over the face. Most times it's put to the side of the head, and then the netting comes over and sweeps in the front of the face, usually at an angle. Sometimes it's put on the back of the head, and then it comes over and just below the nose and comes over straight across. Normally it will have maybe a little bit of a brooch, or maybe a feather, or maybe a flower on the side, which is what you would be known as your fascinator. So that's a bird cage. In contrast, a veil is a more traditional way to go. Veils come in various sizes, various colors. You have your standard cathedral veil, which is much more regal and elegant, usually goes straight out past the train of your gown, usually very appropriate for a large church wedding. And then you also have what they call a fingertip veil. A fingertip veil is going to stop right somewhere around mid-thigh, where your fingertips would meet your legs. And then you also have an elbow veil. An elbow veil, as the name implies, is going to stop somewhere around the elbow region. It's just about your preference. And then with veils, you have all different types. You have veils that have like what they call a mantilla veil, which is usually a cathedral length, and it has heavy lace on the edging all the way down to the end. Or you can have piping, or you can have a little bit of a glitter. Now, as I said, when it comes to headpieces, as the same with gowns, it's a personal preference. But my opinion, and the question I would ask any bride when she's debating between a birdcage and a veil, I would ask her two questions. One, what other event or moment in life will it ever be appropriate, or will you ever be able to wear a veil again in life? And I'm pretty sure the majority of you will tell me, never again will you ever be able to wear a veil. That's number one. And number two, the other question I would ask you is, when you get ready to look back at your pictures with your daughter or your grandchild later on in life, and you're looking back at that wonderful day at your pictures, do you want to look back and say, oh, well, you know, that's what was fashionable then. I wore that because that was what was in style. Or do you want to be able to look back at your pictures and feel that you are a timeless beauty on your wedding day? So those are the two questions I would ask you. And based on your answers, then you would kind of know which way you are falling on the pendulum, whether it is birdcage or whether it is veil. At the end of the day, whatever it is you choose is your personal preference. Whatever is going to make you feel most beautiful is your personal preference, and that's what you should go with. All I ask is that my brides-to-be open. Be open to various options. Look at the veils, look at the bird cages, and see which one works best. You might actually surprise yourself. And that's all we have for you today from Bliss for our Bliss Bridal tips for the day. I hope it's been a little bit helpful for you. Enjoy your weekend, and as always, make it blissful.